Oh Lord. Well, I'm here at Starbucks, and we're gonna do, past life readings. They're free. You can donate, but they're free. And the reason why I'm doing this series, um, well, number one, we get to participate, right? You get to participate, and it's time that you understand timelines. Many people don't believe in past lives, but if you talk to the ancients, ascended masters, or the elder brothers, they'll tell you the past life exists. You yourself may have dreams, visions that don't make sense, that you don't understand, and that somehow has nothing to do with the current life at all. And see, in the dream state, there are many levels of existences in the dream state. And in the dream state, there is also a layer. Now, when we leave our bodies and travel in space, we are in the astral world. But the astral world is not the only world that exists out there in space. There's a lot of dimensions in space. Dimensions that are terrifying to even explore. Let me tell you, I lucid dream, and I can leave my body and go to all kinds of dimensions and worlds. But I gotta tell you, I don't recommend it. No, space is a very dangerous place. And I'm not just talking about the constant explosions of stars. When I'm out of my body and I'm in my astral body and I'm traveling in space, I can see the explosion of new stars forming everywhere, all the time. I see all kinds of spaceships flying here and there. And then, when you're in the astral world, you have to be very, very careful of your thoughts. Because if you are not disciplined in controlling your thoughts while you're in the astral realm, then you can get really fucked up. If you watch the movie Insidious, did you watch the movie Insidious? I need all of you to watch that movie Insidious. Part 1, 2, and 3. Part 1 was scary, but part 2 was even more scary. I got scared. And let me tell you, I love horror movies. I do. But as I've gotten older, I don't like them as much because they're not like they used to be when you were young. Insidious, part 2 especially, I felt like I was a teenager again in the movie theater. And I found myself screaming, because they were scary. And everyone in the movie theater is screaming. Screaming, scared. One girl started crying. And like, I thought this was a PG. It's supposed to be light. They were crying because it was PG. No, bitch, it's a PG, but it should be an R-rated film because it was there was a lot of adult content, and it was scary. It was scary. And I think it was scary because it hit home to many of you. The possibility, you have to understand why they made this movie. Guys, think about it. And it cost millions to make this movie. And you have Barbara Hershey, you have some good stars in there. There's a reason why this movie was done. And then the success of part 3 and 4, because we are no longer ignorant to evil forces and dimensions that exist outside of our own. And in these dimensions, you have beings that reside here that have no business being on Earth or being on our plane of reality. But that doesn't mean that we, because we're gods in human form, we can go out there. But if we go out there and we're not prepared, things like what happened to the little boy who ended up in a coma in the hospital because his spirit was encaged by a demon in another realm. These things happen. Well, that movie showed you how autism, and there are many types of autism, works. One of the 7 bodies of man is held ransom, and that's going to cause some kind of autistic end result in the 3D of the physical body of the person. That's why that movie was brilliant, because it shows what happens when somebody goes into a coma. There's a lot that can go on, and that doctors have no understanding. But the same thing can be said of past life memories, past life dynamics. Otherwise, the birth chart would not make sense. We pick up from where we left off. So I don't know. I love my Cleopatra cards and my Isis oracle card. But Spirit told me no. Get in an Uber and go to a witch store and buy also Nefertari oracle deck, right? And this is embroidered with real gold. This costs a fortune, a mini fortune, but this is done in actual gold. And it talked about a particular dynasty. So then they want me to get that. So I got that. Oh, this is heavy. I got a Universal Tarot. It's lighter in weight, and it's a professional edition. But I still like the rider and weight classical deck because here they change the colors. I don't like it when they change the color because the colors are just as significant. Then we have this one, Egyptian Tarot, which covers the 19th dynasty, the 26th dynasty, which is the Ptolemaic dynasty, and the dynasty of the Cleopatras, Nefertiti, and Nefertari, because these are 2 different pharaoh queens. And a lot of you lived during these epochs, and you're bringing with you lots of spiritual gifts. But many of you are also bringing karma from these past timelines. And it's playing itself out in the current life. And this is evident by looking at your birth chart and looking at the 12th house. The 12th house is the karmic condition that you left off on a mean average. The immediate past life is governed by the 4th house of Cancer. So whatever sign is on the 4th house is the circumstances of the immediate past life. And that's what I'm reading when I'm doing this for any one of you. Alright? So, without further ado, let's choose a volunteer. And it will resonate. It absolutely will resonate. Hello, what's that? Scaring these kids for life. Well, at one point we have to stop being scared, right? Because everything is available. Uncle, I was just thinking about you. Oh, wow, thank you. Is that threesome? The 3 of me. We have Chris. We have Baby Love 92. We have Double N, Divine Lioness 1111, Paris Santiago, Sugar Candy De La Luna, Paris, Paris, why are you tired, Paris? I feel so tired, I've been having crazy dreams all week. Okay, you might be getting attacked in the dream state. When you go to sleep and wake up, you shouldn't be tired. So you're being attacked spiritually. Read Psalm number 15 before you go to bed. Also, buy yourself some Florida water and sprinkle it on the bed, on the pillows, and on yourself before going to bed. And you will be protected. Call upon Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, Ariel, or Uriel. Call on these angels to protect you in the dream state. You know, you can decide how to handle the dream state by what you say before going to bed. Before I go to bed, and I do this every night, I give instructions to my guardians, to my angels, as to what specifically do in the dream state while I'm asleep. Whatever it is that I'm doing in the dream, I've spoke on it in the physical realm. That's how you control the dream state. You control the dream state by calling or requesting or itemizing specific actions that you want to see come about. You gotta call it, declare it, then go to bed, and it will play out almost like a movie, word for word. Everything you say, every idea that you want to put forward will, for example, I have somebody that I'm fighting for. She's being attacked by a real bad wizard. So when I went, she hired me to help her. So what I did was, I said to myself, before I went to bed, and I was sleepy, so it's gotta be, the more sleepy you are, the stronger it is. And I said, I shall meet this sorcerer, and I will let him know to leave you alone. And if he doesn't, I will banish him from your dream state. And I will break the cord that's keeping him to you. And I will also bind him with my spirit animals. Went to bed, went to sleep, and I saw myself exactly like what I said in the physical before going to bed. With the robe, I saw the magician, I told him and everything. Then my angels were around me, and there was fire from the violent flame burning. And he left, he ran. He saw that he was no match for me, but I was a match for him. So he left. And the woman woke up feeling better, energized. He left out of her life and could now no longer attack her. But I am a high priest, and I've been a magician most of my life. I have lots of experience. I'm over 50. It's not the same thing for someone who's a 20-year-old trying to do this. It could be dangerous. You gotta know the laws that govern the dream state, which are quite different than the laws of the waking state. You have to know these laws in order for you to travel and navigate safely into these realms. Well, it's no different with past life. There are different timelines. Now, there are guardians to these timelines. And if you want to enter, let's say, 3,500 BC Egypt, which is the kingdom of Hathor, of the bull, right? An epoch long past, when the bull was ruling, right? You have to have a reason to re-enter that epoch. The guardians might stop you and say, why are you coming here? You no longer live that life. You live this life. We're no longer in the Baal epoch, but we're in the Aryan epoch. So stay in your epoch. They might say that because they might feel that you are unexperienced to be in these realms. Someone can be real life. What the hell are you doing here for? Go back to your body and go back to your timeline, because we have no business to be in these timelines. We've already lived the lives of those timelines. Learn what we needed to learn from those timelines. Now we're in a new one, learning new things. But sometimes part of human evolution and part of the journey for us to return as gods is to be aware of these truths and also find a way to integrate them. There's a reason why we don't remember our lives. There's a reason. And it has a lot to do with Jehovah. Yeah, it does a full circle. It does a full circle. And we're going to talk about that. I'm not going to continue talking. I'm going to jump right in and have you guys explore. I just give snippets because it's a lot of you, right? And that way I don't get drained. Let's see. And you know what? I'm in Starbucks, of course. No, I didn't have my Frappuccino. No. Ever since my teeth became a little bit more, I had to stop the Frappuccinos. Oh, and I love them too. But I'm drinking lots of mineral water. Lots of mineral water. No, and I do drink coffee. I find myself always sleeping and falling asleep. And I'm like, blah, 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 blah. Okay. I'm just going to choose randomly. Thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you so much for the super chat. But I prefer you donate through ZELLE, right? 281-690-8825. Or CashApp, my name Fernando, FERNA 5 NDO. Okay, so who will be the first? Let's choose. Spirit tells me to choose. Fernando, I saw the secondary progression. If I'm 20 and I was born with a 0 degree Libra sun, will I be a 20 degrees Libra sun? Right now, the answer is yes. The answer is yes. I am so glad that you guys are understanding the progressions that I'm putting on the air. I am so happy that you are understanding it, because my biggest fear was not explaining it correctly, because it is mathematical. A lot of people are intimidated by the math, but I am so happy that you caught the concept. Very good. I'm so proud. All right. Let's see. Wow, there's so many of you. It's like being in a candy store. Which one? Which one? Which one? Which one? Okay, dokie. Okay, let's go with Cosmic Dreamer. Cosmic Dreamer. You'll be the first. Okay. Can you see? I can't see a thing because of the sun. The sun is very strong. Okay, Cosmic Dreamer. I'm dealing with these mosquito bites. It is so annoying. So annoying. Oh, it's so annoying. These mosquitoes here in Texas, they bite really hard. Oh my God. Leave you lumps. Okay. Cosmic Dreamer. I'm already pulling into your energy. What happened? And what was the immediate past life? And what was the dynamics, the emotions, the themes? Wow, look at that big lump. Okay. There was violence. There was violence here. Domestic violence. You were a slave, and here is your master beating you, and I'm feeling that you either died instantly here or died later. There was this was a royal house. As you can see, the lotus flowers on the next to the woman. They're telling me that you were the assailant. You were the assailant. And they're telling me that this assailant in the past life, and we're going back 430 BC, in the lower delta of Egypt. Egypt did not become the great kingdom that it became from the upper delta and the lower delta, which actually came much later than this period. But, and this is where Egyptologists and archaeologists go wrong, because the Egyptian culture and civilization was already on its way thousands of years from the date that archaeologists and Egyptologists predict. I've always known that. This is going back further. This is the lower delta. Here, which was more animated, more creative. It's almost like you have the Republican and you have the Democrat. This is the Democrat energy. The different colors and the different species, while the Republican was the lower part of Egypt, which was on top, where the pyramids are, and it was more conservative. Now, yeah, this is number 12, Pisces. and the 12th house. Didn't I just finish talking to you about the 12th house, the past life? Here it is. So in your birth chart, this energy is locked in the 12th house in your birth chart. This could be the 4th house, immediate past life, or it could be an accumulation from the 12th house of having been in repeated abusive relationship going back many lifetimes. This is also indicative of the 12th house. Sometimes I'll get another past life infiltrated and one ending. Sometimes. Not all the time. Let's see. Wow. We got 12 here. And we got 13 here. Scorpio, death, in the reverse. Coming out together. Okay, Cosmic Dreamer. This is telling me that what took place here did not finish with number 13 following the 12. That means that there was a sequence of lifetimes where there was an issue with violence. Here we see the 13th and Scorpio in the reverse, meaning that this has not reached resolution. Had it come out in the upright, then that means that whatever took place, whatever lesson needed to be learned, came to a close. But the fact that it is in the reverse means that there's a potential for you to have this dynamic follow you into this current life. And it doesn't have to be physically violent. It could be another expression of violence and assault. But this was the most primal. It's almost like Cain killing Abel type of energy. And this is called a pairing. Yeah, this is 4 of Wands, the home. See the man, the woman, and the children. But it's in the reverse. This is equivalent to the 4 of Wands. Next to Scorpio, the Death card in the reverse suggests that there was repeated domestic disturbances between a man and a woman, which really caused a lot of domestic, intimate, and even family connection. So in this life, there you might have issues with family. It seems like the family was the enemy, but only because maybe humanity at that time period was too primitive and too basic and didn't know better. Today as humans, we know better. When you know better, you do better, right? Oh God, I cannot see a thing here with the sun here. I just hope that it's, everything is okay. Okay. Cosmic Dreamer, we got 4 more cards. Oh boy. Here, again, we see opportunities to evolve from this situation in the reverse. It really caused a lot of sorrow. It seems like, Cosmic Dreamer, there was a lot of sorrow concerning your family lineage, your family bloodline. So if there are issues here in this life concerning family, trust, betrayal, it's stemming from a long time ago. And it has never reached resolution. And this is indicative in the birth chart. Here we see another lifetime. The Queen of Wands in the reverse. And I cannot connect it to the others. Here, you was a woman, and you was a witch. A bad witch, but only again, and this is Egypt, because the Egyptians were master magicians, and witchcraft was the order of the day. There was no government like we have today. It was witchcraft. The Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring, The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien actually talks about the government through wizards that ruled the land before there were kings. Oh yeah, we're going way back to Lemuria, and we're talking about billions, if not trillions of years ago. But it's funny because these energies are still with us. Energy cannot be created or destroyed. Isn't that what scientists say? So these energies are still with us. 3, 4, 5. See, you were a high priestess. There it is. That turned bad or did things that caused a lot of pain to a lot of people. But I don't get that it was kind of malicious. It was about, there was a lot of ignorance here. People learn through ignorance, you know. In those days, magic didn't come with a manual. It was more trial and error. And this was an earth high priestess who was very dedicated in serving the archons, the ones that were non-human, that came here from Orion. And this is also indicative and in the 12th house. Cosmic Dreamer. There was lots of disappointment in love. 8 of Cups. In which you had to, but the good thing is that in this life, it's like you lost your life through violence to another partner. But in the life timeline before this life, you had learned to walk away and love yourself a little more. But there was still great sorrow when it came to relationships. Right? 8 of Cups. Okay, Cosmic Dreamer. I'll give you a little taste of past life dynamic. I hope it resonates with you. If it doesn't, that's okay. It might hit later on. If it does resonate, then you can call me and we can talk about it. And I'll teach you how to integrate it into the current life and how to heal or connect it to anything that may remind the soul of what took place in the past that can be healed. Okay? Thank you, Cosmic Dreamer. And who else? Because I can't see a thing. Who else? Who's next? Lobcop Ladix with H. DHX. Labcop. You're next. Okay. Labcop. Ladix. HAX. Tune into your energy. Oh, no, those are real gold embroidered cards. Shoot. That trickster better not stop, but it's stop. Oh, it's terrible. Terrible. You know, what we hate as readers is that we have to always go and change the cards when we fall on the floor. I hate that. Oh, tarot readers, we hate it. It's more work. But again, this is what it is on this plane. Nothing is ever easy here. I didn't have my headset on. Only one side works, the other doesn't work. And there's no place where I can buy another headset. There's nothing here. It's crazy. That's Saturn. Alrighty. Okay. Lab card. You lived a pretty good life. Lot of money. Lots of money. Lots of money. And there was indulgence. Look at that. And this is, you lived closer to the classical period. And we're talking about the 26th dynasty of the Ptolemaic dynasties of Egypt, which occurred during the classical period. So you were living in this period in which there was lots of prosperity in many levels. The Six of Cups, very good. You were a magician, but it's in the reverse. You were a negative, a bad magician, and you got all your goods by doing black magic. The blue here with the high priest, the same blue in the eyes of Horus, or the eye of Ra. Here there was abuse or misuse of magical energy. But again, I feel that it wasn't malicious, but it was trial and error. Well, work kept on. If you have a lower nature or immature, and you did magic along those lines, then it became destructive to whomever was the recipient of this energy. Or this could have been for your own self, right? Magic was the order of the day. And you had novice or amateurs, and you had real adept magicians. I get here that you really came from a bloodline of magicians. But here, and I'm saying 722 BC. Okay? Again, this is going far older than the Egyptian dynasties that we learn in school and that we know today. Very far. It wasn't even considered Egypt at the time, since there was no integration. Remember, the Egypt became unified, becoming Upper and Lower Egypt. But that was an evolution in itself. We're talking about way older than that. Way older than that. Wow. There's ancient royal blood here. Wow. You were royal. This is the horse with the feathers of royalty. Again, blue. No? but it's in the reverse. This was something that was not claimed and was not owned. And even to this day, if I was to tell you you got royal blood, you won't believe it. You didn't believe it then, and you may not believe it now. Babcock. Babcock blocks. Yeah, look at that. The star. Aquarius. Knowledge of the stars. Constellations. In the reverse. Again. With your own royal bloodline kingship also in the reverse. You may have an interest in astrology or a fascination in it. But will you become an astrologer if that's the path you're supposed to do? The answer is no. You didn't do it then, and you're not going to do it now. Sorry if I sound like that. It's the energy, you know. I don't know what entity is this, but it's an elder brother that is giving this information, coming straight from the CashApp records. You are a CashApp record. I see here your death. You were in a ship, and there was a great storm that came from another part of the land that wasn't Egypt. There was another land mass, and there was volcanic activity going on even then. This eruption caused a tsunami, and you drowned, and that put a close to this life. You might be afraid of the water, you might be afraid of the ocean, you might be afraid of the deep. Just the fact of looking at water from a distance can be frightening and scary, and if you don't know why and go through anxiety, it's because during the course of the day, you die, and you was not expecting to die. No one expects to die when they die, and it can catch you by surprise, no? And that's what happened here. 1, 2, 5, 2 more. The next 2 will be another lifetime, since this one curtails. Here, we entered the 1000 BC. Now we're entering in what we are familiar with, the Egypt that we know. It's still in its germinal stage though, not fully adulterated, but it's the beginning, 1000 BC. Here we got the 5 of, this is a Hierophant, Taurus. And it's interesting because it is during this period that we enter into the kingdom of the bull, the god of the bull, which is the sun god of Ra, and his daughter. And his daughter, you know, is Hathor. They worship the bull. So here we are entering into that epoch. For this is the Hierophant, the bull, and this is, here there was more prosperity, more abundance, not just you personally, but for all of Egypt. This is Taurus energy. The gold was discovered, certain metals were discovered, salt was more important than money. It was a form of money. A lot of that was cultivated during this time. It began almost like the golden age of Egypt, and it happened during the age of Taurus. But there was a lot of demonic activity here and a lot of human sacrifice here. Woo! Yeah, I can smell the blood. the same was happening in the Mayan and Aztec kingdoms across the planet, which the Egyptians later discovered and traded with these empires. But we're talking about thousands of years later. This is still premature. Here, you were a tourist, consequently, and you was a merchant. You dealt with business. So you might be very good in business, very proficient, and you should look into it. Now, there are textiles, dealing with fabrics, colors, and this of course came from Europe. But there was a lot that was introduced by the Egyptians to the Western world. And it feels like you were one of those people that was a pioneer in merging both cultures through, mercantilism. That's the term I want to use. Yeah. 3, 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. One more. Yeah, the Wheel of Fortune. But it came out in the reverse. Next to the merchant, there may have been lots of mistakes and ignorance when it came to mercantilism, sales, and things like that you had to learn. And I'm getting that towards the end of your life here, you did learn and you did master it. So you might have talents in sales today or in designing, dealing with colors and textures. Okay, that's the reading for you. I hope it resonates. I hope you enjoyed it. Very, very nice. Very nice. All right, who is next? Who is next? Moonbug. Moonbug, you're next. Moonbug. Moonbug. Let's see what was going on. Like Marvin Gaye says, what's going on? I don't know why I got the Marvin Gaye energy, all of a sudden, right? Oops. The Fool, 0. And it also means 0 experience. It came out in the reverse. You were born specifically to experience. It's like I'm getting the sign of Pisces here. You might have been of Pisces, and you were born to experience life, but something happened. Something happened in which you got stuck and you didn't move forward. And again, I'm getting 12th house energy in your birth chart today. Scorpio, Anubis, death. But it came out in the reverse. And with the Fool in the reverse, you were to live many lifetimes in which you were stuck. There was stagnation. And they're telling me that you lived a very difficult life in the sub-Sahara. They're not giving me a timeline period. You had a spouse that was tragically killed, coming out in the reverse. This caused a trauma. With next to Scorpio in the reverse, a trauma that did not heal. And this is why you got stuck in that lifetime. I'm hearing 3 lifetimes in a row. You must have really loved this woman or this man, depending on the sex, because they're not giving me clarity on the sex either. And it looks like this painful death of the partner. This painful death of the partner here. The lovers, next to the Scorpio death, was something that took a long time for the soul to heal from. So you might be very sensitive to tragedies in this current life. But the person that died was not a soulmate or a twin flame. It cannot be defined in that way. Here we got the 9 of Wands. There's the dog fighting. There was a lot of anger, a lot of rage and resentment, not just towards your fellow human beings, but also to God. Because coming on next to the lovers, losing your partner, this caused you to feel bitter, angry, resentful in some way. And this energy continued to reincarnate with you because with the death here in the reverse, there was no resolve from this death. And I'm getting that this was a localized infection which killed the spouse. So you might have certain fears of death or losing those close to you. You might have had nightmares when you were younger about the situation. Yeah, I see complicated dreams. Yeah, 8 of Swords. So, you got into a lot of trouble. They're explaining the day-to-day stuff that was going on in those lifetimes. You have protectors. But you ultimately ended up in jail. And being in jail in this life could be a possibility if it hasn't already happened. There was the non-containment of anger. Again, dealing with an old wound of having lost a partner. Wow. 6. 9 of Cups. This is the phallic symbol, the sexual gratification and enjoyment of sex. Knave of Cups, but it came out in the reverse. Because there is still painful wounds here with Scorpio. It's in the reverse. So this is a perpetual wound that keeps repeating itself in the life that you've led. Hopefully, not in this life. Hopefully, it comes to a close. But this is the 4th house past life versus the 12th, which is more cumulative. Look at that, 7 of Swords in the reverse. So it's almost like you enter a life of crime. stealing, theft, and you kept going back to jail. And it was a repeated thing happening. And it may be a possibility that may be still happening today in the current life. I hope you enjoy this. I hope it provided some clarity. Please call me, all three of you, if you have any questions about it, and I may not go in more details about it. I'm going to stop at 3 so I can preserve my energy. I'm going to end the stream, and then I'm going to come back and continue to do another 3, and that way we get as many people as possible. And then in the evening, please donate, please give. I appreciate it very much. I thank you. I love you. And you can call for a reading, a tarot reading, or a birth chart. Buy my videos on VIMEO, compatibility and incompatibility of signs. Or join my Patreon page where I have specific content. Guys, thank you. And I hope this helps somebody.